Alrighty folks, if you want to see which one of these free plays on this video that I actually like the best, I'm 4-0 my last 4 Major League Baseball tier package picks on my premium site. And the good news is I've got another Major League Baseball tier package pick going off here today. You're going to get 30 days of service if you sign up for that package. And as an added bonus, you also receive access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame, absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into some free Major League Baseball picks for Thursday, June 6th, 2024, D-Day. All right, first game, O's, Jays, 107 East. Toronto's minus $120, totals 8.5. Yusei Kikuchi for Toronto, Cade Povich making his debut for Baltimore. And I'll tell you what, the 24-year-old Povich, he's had a good year in AAA Norfolk. He went 5-1 with an ERA of 3.18. And out of 56-plus innings at the AAA level, the lefty struck out 75 batters. And I'll tell you what, regardless of how he throws here today, this Baltimore lineup of hitters, they're now currently the best run-producing team in the league. Gunnar Henderson has the second most home runs in the majors, 7th in OPS. And Adley Rutschman leads the clubhouse in hits. And they're going to face a Toronto team who just doesn't want to win for Yusei Kikuchi. The lefty's 2-5 on the year, and at the plate, the Jays are having a tough time scoring in their own building. These guys are in the bottom 5 in the American League in runs per game at home. Now, out of their last 10 head-to-head gatherings with Baltimore, the Blue Jays have been held to less than 2.6 runs a game. 5 out of Toronto's last 6 at home did get over the total. They're also 7-3 to the over in their last 10. Meanwhile, Baltimore went 60% to the over in their last 10 themselves. Give me the Orioles plus 105, over 8.5. Next game, Royals, Guardians, 1:10 p.m. East. Cleveland's minus 145, totals 8 runs. Tanner Bybee for Cleveland, Brady Singer for Kansas City. And as good as Singer's been, well, the Royals have really shit the bed over the past week or so. They lost 7 out of their last 9, and they're having a tough time getting base runners. The Royals are currently a bottom 5 hit-producing lineup on the road in the American League. And they're going to face Tanner Bybee, who's recorded only 1 loss this season, has an ERA in the 3s. Of course, at the plate, the Guardians are pounding the baseball. They're a top 5 run-producing lineup in the major leagues. Jose Ramirez leads the big as an RBI. David Fry's hitting .342 with an OPS of 1092. Of course, as a team, the Guardians are currently 21-7 at Progressive Field. Now, injury-wise, Massey's still out for the Royals. Isbell's questionable. 7 out of the Royals' last 11 divisional road games fell under the line. Give me the Guardians minus 145, under 8. Next game, Mariners, A's, 337 East. Seattle's $150, total 7. Brian Wu for Seattle, J.P. Sears for Oakland. And I'll tell you what, Sears has definitely given these guys opportunities to win games. He currently has a stingy 1.11 whip. He's also recorded a handful of wins on the year as well. And believe it or not, this Oakland lineup has been getting base runners at the Coliseum. They're actually in the top 10 in the league in walks per 9 on their own diamond. They're facing a Seattle club who's struggled covering the run line. Out of 22 road games against the American League, the M's have cashed in on the run line only 8 times. Of course, at the plate, Seattle's striking out more times a game than any other lineup in baseball. And because of that, they're averaging only 7.2 hits a game. That's nearly a league worst. Now, injury-wise, Polanco is still out for Seattle. Ruiz inactive for Oakland. 6 out of the A's last 10 gatherings with Seattle did get over the total. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of overs to go around. And out of Brian Wu's last 5 starts, the over cashed in all of those contests except for 1. Give me Oakland plus 1.5, over 7. Next game, Dodgers, Pirates, 6:40 p.m. East. The Dodgers are minus $170, totals 9. Walker Buehler for the Dodgers, Bailey Falter for Pittsburgh. And as good as Falter has been, well, the Pirates just don't want to win when he starts. They lost 3 out of their last 4 contests where Falter made the start. And a lot of their problems this year, it's been at the plate. They're a bottom 5 run producing team on their own field. And they're going to face a Dodger club who averages more hits a game than most clubs in baseball. As a matter of fact, the Dodgers are in the top 3 in hits per contest on the road. Shohei Ohtani's hitting .322 with an OPS nearly in the thousands. And Mookie Betts is in the top 10 in both batting average and OPS himself. Now, injury-wise, Muncy's still out for the Dodgers. Taylor's questionable for Pittsburgh. When it comes to the total, 5 out of the Dodgers' last 7 road games did fall under the number. They also went 80% to the under in their last 10 at any location. Give me the Dodgers minus $1.70, under 9. Next matchup, Braves Nationals 645 East. Atlanta's minus 175, totals 8.5. Ronaldo Lopez for Atlanta, Mitchell Parker for Washington. And even though Parker's pitched well, the Nats have lost 5 out of their last 6. And they do play their worst at home. They've got a .384 win percentage in the nation's capital. Of course, at the plate, the Nats are averaging only 7.6 hits a game. They're actually towards the bottom of the barrel in the National League in that category. And they certainly could have their hands full with Ronaldo Lopez here today. The righty's got a 1.73 ERA, a 1.08 whip. Of course, at the plate, the Braves continue to score well away from Truist Park. They're a top 5 run-producing team in the National League on the road. Marcell Ozuna's hitting .309, top 5 in the bigs and homers, RBI, and OPS. And Austin Riley's second on the roster in runs scored. Now, injury-wise, Murphy and Kelenic are both questionable for Atlanta. Now, to Lopez's last 10 starts for the Braves, the undercashed in all of those games except for 2. Give me the Braves minus 175, under 8.5. Next game, Twins, Yankees, 7:05 Eastern, first pitch. The Yankees are minus $1.55, totals 9 runs. Marcus Stroman for New York, Pablo Lopez for Minnesota. Now, Pablo's recorded a handful of losses this season. He does not have a winning record at the moment. And I'll tell you what, when it comes to giving up runs, the righty's got himself a sloppy .484 ERA. Of course, at the plate, the Twins do struggle getting base runners. They do not walk a lot at the dish. And they're currently a bottom 5 hit-producing lineup in the American League. And they're going to have to face a 5-2 Marcus Stroman, who's got a low ERA in the 2s. And these Yankee pitchers have been the toughest, to hit against in the league. New York allows fewer runs a game than any other pitching staff in baseball. Now, total-wise, 4 out of Minnesota's last 5 road games did stay under the total. They're also 7-3 to the under in their last 10 at any location. Give me the Yankees minus $1.55, under 9. Next matchup, it is going to be Cubs-Reds, 7:10 p.m. East. Cincinnati's $1.25 at home, totals 9. Hunter Green for the Reds, Javier Assad for Chicago. And Assad's been very good for the Cubs this year. He's recorded only 1 loss through 63-plus innings. He also has an ERA in the low 2s along with a 1.18 whip. And these Chicago Sluggers have been dominating Cincinnati pitching recently. Out of their last 10 head-to-head meetings, the Cubs averaged over 7.7 runs a game. Nico Horner leads the lineup in hits. Chris Morel has the most homers and runs batted in. And they're facing a Cincy team who plays their worst baseball at the Great American Ballpark. These guys are 3 games below 500 in front of their own crowd. Of course, at the plate, this is the worst home hitting team in the game, since he's averaging a league worst 6.6 hits a game on their own diamond. Now, total-wise, the Reds are 6-3 to the over against divisional opponents this year. Meanwhile, Chicago saw 7 out of their last 9 divisional road games get over the total themselves. Give the Cubs plus 105, over 9. Next contest, Rockies-Cardinals, 7:45 East. St. Louis is 240, total 7. Sonny Gray for the Cardinals. Cal Quantrill for Colorado. And even though Quancy's thrown well, he does not have a winning record. And I'll tell you what, the Rockies have gone winless in their last 5 straight. Now, out of 31 road games away from Denver this year, the Rockies have yet to reach double-digit wins. They're actually a National League worst 8-23 as the road team. No real surprise here, folks. They are a bottom 5 run-producing lineup in their travels. And they're going to have some problems with Sonny Gray, or they most likely will, because Gray's been a rare bright spot for St. Louis. He's 7-3 with a 1.03 whip. And out of 57 innings of work this year, Sonny Gray's got 77 strikeouts and an ERA of 3 flat. But even if the bats, even though the bats have been cold for St. Louis this year, they do typically hit Colorado pitching well. They averaged 5.9 runs a game in their last 10 meetings with the Rockies. Mason Wynn's hitting .309 at the plate. Nolan Gorman's 10th in the big leagues in homers. When it comes to the injury list, Contreras and Nootbaar are still out for the Redbirds. Bryant and Bouchard are questionable for the Rockies. 5 out of Sonny Gray's last 7 starts did get over the number. Give me St. Louis -1.5 over 7. All right, next game, Battle of the Stockings. Talking about Bo Sox, Chi Sox. 8:10 Eastern first pitch. Boston's -250 away from home, totals 8. Tanner Houck for Boston, Jake Woodford for Chicago. And Woodford looked terrible in his last outing. The Reddies got an ERA in the 6s after just a handful of innings this year. And the White Sox are currently the worst organization in baseball. They're dead last in run production at the dish. And they could very well get no hit here today because Tanner Houck has been awesome on the bump for the Red Sox. He's got a 1.85 ERA for Boston, along with a .96 whip. And as much as the Red Sox have struggled at the plate at Fenway, they do a nice job of hitting it on the road. They're a top 10 hit-producing lineup in their travels. And out of 30 games away from Beantown, the Sox covered the run line in 60% of those contests. Jaron Duran leads the clubhouse in hits. Refsnyder and Wong are both hitting in the 300s as well. Now Yoshida, Grissom, and Gonzalez are still out for Boston. Pham, Benintendi, Jimenez, and Fletcher are inactive for Chicago. 4 out of the Sox last 5 ball games at Guaranteed Rate Field stayed under the total. They also averaged just 3.2 runs a game in their last 10 meetings with Boston. And no real surprise, the under cashed in 70% of those head-to-head gatherings I just mentioned. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of unders to go around. Give me the Red Sox -1.5, under 8. And with that, folks, we're going to dive into our next and final matchup for the video. It's going to be in that Diamondbacks-Padres game. That'll be a 9:40 Eastern start time. San Diego's -1.25, totals 8 runs. Randy Vasquez for the Pods, Slade Ciccone for Arizona. And as bad as Ciccone's been, well, the D-backs did get the W in 2 out of his last 3 starts. They actually scored 17 total runs during that span. You know, hitting's really not been an issue for Arizona this year. They've actually hit it quite well. They're a top 10 run-producing lineup on the road. Ketel Marte leads the roster in hits. Christian Walker's got the most RBI. And they're going to face Jake Woodford here today, who's he actually looked pretty shitty in his last outing. The Reddies got an ERA in the 6s already after just a handful of innings. And for some reason, the Pods are hitting terribly at Petco Park. They're a bottom 5 scoring team at home. Now, injury-wise, Machado's questionable for the Pods. Perdomo and Thomas inactive for Arizona. Comes to the total, the D-backs went 60% to the over in their divisional road games. Meanwhile, San Diego's 7-4 to the over in their last 11 home games against the NL West at home. Give me Arizona +105, over 8 runs. And with that, folks, we're going to dive right into our quick pick recap. Give me the O's plus $1 over 8.5. Guardians minus 145 under 8. I'm 4-0 my last 4 Major League Baseball tier package picks on my premium site. Oakland plus 1.5 over 7. Dodgers minus $1.70 under 9. Braves minus 175 under 8.5. Yankees minus 155 under 9. Cubs plus 105 over 9 runs. Cardinals minus 1.5 over 7. Boston minus 1.5 under 8. Give me the Diamondbacks plus 105 over 8 runs. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium site. Now, if you do end up getting a membership here today on patreon.com/BrockPage, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. As an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. That's why I always tell folks that Chairman Package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. Gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. As an added bonus, you're also going to get access to my Chairman podcast absolutely free. It's going to be included with your purchase. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, folks, happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium site at patreon.com/BrockPage.